You are welcome. In today's class, let us learn about Python functions. So in this class, we'll teach you like how to create a functions and what are the ways to create the functions and how to call functions. So Python functions easy to create and easy to use compared to previous languages like C or C++, Java. You find it easier. Okay, if you are new to Python or new to learning, so you don't need to worry about this. So anyway, let's concentrate and learn Python functions. So prior to that, we already discussed about variables. So day one, and second day we discussed about the data types. So particularly we discussed about list. So you should remember like no list. It's a collection of objects. Then you have a tuple, then set, dictionary. So four things we discussed in the second day. Next is the if statement. So if statement is very important in any language. So we should know like how to use the if statement and how do we compare the things. Then if it's true what to do, if false what to do. So all this we discussed in the if statement. For statement. So for statement is very useful with the this collection objects to read individual item and then do process with that. Also, if it is a loop actually, it's a general loop also because using the range we can create a general loop. From that also we can do some process and then you can get the result as per the requirement. Next one is the while statement. So while statement is to run how many times you want to this statement has to be executed. How many times you want to execute these statements, you can run till that. So till the condition is true, like if the condition is true, we can run the loop. So when the condition satisfies, so then we can stop the loop and then we can cursor will come out of the loop and do the rest of the process. So also we talk about the break and continue. So break is to break the loop in between in case we don't want to continue the rest of the statements and continue to go back to the main and then from there again it should start. Fine. So this is the one we already discussed in a previous class. If you are not yet watched the videos, so please watch that videos and then come back to this and then continue with the day 6 video. Fine. So let us start with functions. Let us understand what are things covered in the functions. Okay. So I'll take this. Right. So here is a Python functions and here is the IDE. So this is I'm using the by default IDLE. So this is the default one. So here is the Python shell. So Python 3.9. This is a shell. So you want to create a file editor. So you can go to file menu and create a new file. So new interface will be open and then you can resize this whatever way you want and then maybe you can keep it on the above the video and then you can type and then you can practice it. Right. So this was the one actually. So here I'm using the same file editor here. And here is the Python shell. So totally is the IDLE. So integrated development and learning environment. So we are using the default editor. You can, if you are already installed some other editors, you can use that also. For example, if you are using Notepad++, fine, you can continue with the Notepad++. Or if you have anything other than that, so you can also use that particular editor. Fine. So anyone, it will do the job. But anyway, I'm using the default editor. And also to change the background color and this color scheme and all, you have to go to options and go to configure IDLE. And here is the highlights. You go to highlights and then here is the custom theme. You can select the custom theme and you can built-in theme. In the built-in theme only we have a IDLE dark. So this is a built-in theme. In that you have to select the IDLE dark and then you can apply, click OK. So then this is this particular color scheme. So we can also customize this, so whatever way we want, but that you can try it out what color you want for each tag. So that is possible. Fine. Let's come back and let's start with the Python functions. So what is a function? A function is a block of code that performs specific task. Specific task. You want to do particular work. For example, you want to do addition. So for that I can define a function and that particular functions will do the addition. So how to define the function? So keyword is a def and the function name. So what is the name of the functions? And here is the parameters. So you can pass the parameters to the function. pass the parameter to functions. Next one is the function body. So here you have to write the statements. Python statement to do the process. Then you have a keyword called return. It's optional. It's not compulsory you have to use the return. So in case you want this function to return some values, you can use the return and what value or what the variable name or you type the string here. So whatever you want to do, this function has to return, that we can write in a return statement. But again, return statement is optional. So we can only write the set of statements. They'll do the particular job whenever you call this particular function. Let's understand how to create a functions. So here is one simple example. Def add a comma b. So a is a variable and b is a variable. We want to pass two values, a value and the b value. Then in the statements we say c is equal to a plus b. So we want to add a with the b. Then you can say return c. So you are using the return statement. So return c means you should give the total. What is the total? It should come back. Then how to call that functions? You can say add 1 comma 2, or you can pass the value to the other variable. This is the concept. Okay, let's try this. Paste. So def add a comma b. So definition are defined. So define the function add is the name, and here you can take care you are not going to use the keywords. So that we already discussed, any Python keyword you are not supposed to use for the any naming. So here is the a comma b. So a is the one variable and b is the other variable. You are passing the values via a and b. So here what we done is a plus b, we are adding the value and then return c. Now, so we can execute this, run. You can see that executed, but nothing is coming here because we are not written anything over there. But still, you can call the functions because it's executed here idle. So you can say 1 comma 2, add 1 comma 2. Now the function is loaded here. We can add the 1 comma 2. So therefore total will come as a 3. You can also pass this value to some other variable. So let's say result is equal to add 1 comma 2. Now the result will go to the result variable. That variable, if you want, you can say result, or you can also use the print res. So that will be printed. So instead of that, maybe you can call that function here only. So you can say print add, then you have to put the values 1 comma 2. Now what will happen when you execute this? So you can see that it is restarted and then 3 result will coming here. So if you want to give as a total is, so you write here total is, so comma c. Okay, so let's put a bracket over here. So this is what we want to send to outside. So total is 3. Right. So now it's always 1 and 2 only. It's always 1 and 2 only. So you don't want 1 and 2, but user has to enter the input functions. So whenever you, okay, so if you want to call the functions, you can call from the command line. So add 3 comma 2 comma 3. So here it shows the total as a 5. So it's giving the total 3 here. So instead of this print, so instead of return, we can give the print here only. So instead of return, let us do the print here itself. So when you call the function, it should print me the total. Right, let's say now add 2 comma 3. So now it will show the total is 5. So instead of return, so we straight away use the function called as a print function. So it's a total is, so you want to make it capital here. Okay, so total. So you also want to print what are the two values, so that also we can do it. So let's say, so here is a comma, then double quotes plus comma b comma double quotes equals comma. Right. So now we'll show all the things. Fine, so let's say add 5 comma 6 or 5 comma 3. So total is 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. So you can customize the way you want. So ultimately the user has to get the correct benefit or correct answer. So it will give you more information. So the total of 5 plus 3 is 8. Okay, in case you want to do that, total of is, you can give is here. Now you can see that add 5 comma 3. So what is that? What it says? It says total of 5 plus 3 is 8. Okay, so maybe more meaningful. So when much more meaningful, you can always do so. So this is the one functions, like how to call the function. We'll move on. So we'll take another example. So in this case, case, you want to convert a small letters into capital letters. So if you given a small letter word, so let's say hello, so it should check the word and then convert into capital letters. How it will do? So here is a variable hello that will pass to str. Then s1 variable is equal to empty. For s in str, str is the word actually. S will take individual letter. Then what you do, we are using the ord function. So ord function will give the corresponding ASCII value of this character, that is S, first character. If it's greater than 96 and is less than 123, so this is 96 to 123 are the A, B, C, D, F, the small letters. Then what we want to do is, we say S1 is equal to S1 plus CHR ORDS, so whatever that number, minus 32. So minus 32 means it's whatever that number. For example, I'll show you here. So if you use CHR of 65, that is capital A. Again, CHR of 96, so okay, is greater than 96, therefore CHR of 97, that is A. So this small a. Small a is 97. So minus 32 means it is 65. Then capital A will come. So this is the logic. Small letter corresponding number minus 32 will give the capital letter number. So that capital number we generate and we will add up to the S1 again. S1 plus this character. Okay, each individual letters will change to upper characters and then we store into S1. That will return S1. Then we can use the function to print the small letter to capital letter. So let's see how it works. Fine. So save this. So we are running this ucase str. Now I'll say print ucase. So ucase is the function name, right? So hello. Now we should convert into capital letters. So you can see that it's converted into capital letters. Hello world, right? You can say that you are welcome. So what happened, like now if there is a space, so that is minus 32 is subtracted and that becomes a different character, so therefore there is no space. Then we need to take care of it. So you need to figure out what is the corresponding number for the space and we want to return as it is. So now let us check what is the space ORD. That is exactly 32. 32 minus 32, it becomes 0. Now therefore we need to write a one statement here, if statement. If ORD of yes, so that is equal to 32, should break, okay. No, break is coming out of the loop. Okay, so here we have to make small changes here because the space we want to pass as it is to the string. So therefore we'll check if it's greater than 96, less than 123, if it's a small letter. If not a small letter, we are not doing anything over here. So then if not a small letters, then you need to have the else statement. So here is if statement and then else s1 is equal to s1 plus s. That character will pass as it is. Space or capital letters or any other letter we pass to the s1. So earlier what we have done, so earlier we are not passing this statement. We don't have this statement. So because of that all other characters are removed because any character is greater than 96 less than 123, that is small a to small z, only that will taken care. Rest of them are not there here. But now we made a changes here. So this statement is not required. Okay, fine, I'll take it out. So now we can say return s. So save this and then now if we run this and now if I type the same thing, you can see that you are welcome. So also you are welcome 2020, you are welcome to. So now you can say a number, okay, 2021. So you can say it will print number 2021. In case if you have capital letter now here, so that is also is converted into capital letters. So this is how we can change small letter to capital letter. Same way, assume that we want to change to capital letter to smaller letter. Let's call it as a L case. You please write down this and then you can try, or if you are trying parallelly typing and doing, save that file as a different file and then create a new file and then type the new file. So here is a L case str. Now this value 65, okay, so 65, so therefore I'll take 64. 64 plus 26, it's 90. So here is a plus actually, so you want to make a small letters. Okay, only small change here. So here is a plus mark. So because why it is, so ORD of A, capital A is 65. Therefore we say greater than 64 here. And same way ORD of Z, capital Z. So that is 90. So it's supposed to be less than or equal to 90. Then we'll add 30 to that. So then 32, then it becomes small letters. Okay, now save. So now we can call this as a print L case. So print, instead of U case, now we call it as a L case, lower case. You are welcome. So now everything is in capital letter. That whole thing you want to convert into small letters. See that it's converted into small letters. Therefore, one is L case, one is U case. Both the functions we only written. So we can make a module. That means we can write all these functions in a one file. Then we call it as a module. That module you can utilize whenever you want to do this kind of operations. So in the next class, we'll discuss built-in. In the next class, we'll discuss about built-in functions. In that case, also we'll discuss about this U case, L case, and all these things. But from this, what we can understand is we can also write our own functions. That is a logic here. Hope you understand this. If you have any doubt, please write it in a comment box. So let me know what you are thinking. So next one is the default parameter value. Default parameter value. So what is default parameter value? For a function, when you are passing the parameter, by default we can pass the value. You put the equal sign and we can pass the parameter value. So the value will go to country. Then we can have a statements. So any statements to do the processing. Then when you're calling without passing any country name, if you call these functions, default name will be taken. That is India is taken. If you pass the country name, then that country name will be taken. Okay, so let's look at how it works. Fine, let me create the function called as a def my country. Country is equal to India. Print I am from country. Okay, here it is. Okay, no underscore, I'll remove the underscore. My country, fine. So save and execute this. Now if I say my country, try, and if I don't specify anything, so I say I'm from India. I am from India. Now if I specify the country name, my country, let's say US. So I am from US. So any country name you can give now. Say UK. So it'll print that value. So what is the meaning of it? We can pass the value. We can pass the value. That value will be automatically taken if you don't pass the parameter. So here if you don't pass this value, it take by default value. If you pass the value, instead of the default value, it will take the value whatever you have passed. Fine. So here is another example. So let's calculate the salary. So how do we calculate the salary? So here is basic and bonus. Okay. So basic, then basic into 0.8, that is 0.8 times. So your basic multiplied by 0.8, that is your DA. This is the basic value, and basics 8%. 8% of the basic is 0.8. So then we have bonus here. Bonus is equal to 1000. If you don't specify the bonus, so if you don't pass the bonus, that is here is 1000, by default it will take it as 1000. But if you pass the bonus, that bonus will be taken. So that ultimately what it do. So here is the basic, and basic 0.8 means 80%, sorry, not 8%. So it is 80%, 80% of basic. That means if you're getting 1000, then 0.8 is 800, right? So this is 1000 into 0.8. So that is 800, okay? So you get 80% of basic, that becomes your DA. Bonus, what are the bonus that is there? Now let's call these functions, okay? So fine, so there must be colon here. Done. Now you can say salary calculations cal. So you have to provide the basic. Let's say basic is 19,000 rupees, and you don't give the bonus. So by default you take the bonus and you'll calculate the total here. Now you can give the bonus. 19,000 plus 5,000 is the bonus. Now it becomes 39,000. So here you can see that 4,000 extra. 5 is there. Here it becomes 9. So here it is added 1,000 as a bonus, whereas here it is added as a 5,000 as a bonus. So therefore now calculating salary will be easier. We just pass the values. Let's say 90,000 and 10,000 bonus. Then your salary will be so 1,72,000. So you can write real-time formula over here. Then you give the basic value. So then it add up all the values, then it deduct all the deductions, and then it'll give the value. So therefore you can define the function to calculate the salary. So probably in a small project we'll provide you payroll calculations. So please watch this channel and please watch small projects, Python small projects. There we'll write complete project. Fine. So I think you got an idea. Now this is the default value. Next is a passing list. So we already discussed list. So what is a list? So list, for example, let's say list 1 is equal to, so if it's a square bracket, then you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, then close the square bracket. So list 1, okay, this 4 object will be into list 1. When you print list 1, so you'll print all the 4 objects. You want one object, so by indexing we can, from the index number you can find the corresponding value. Fine. So here what we want to do is we can pass the list to the function and we can do the process. So here is a one example. So here what we are doing is, so let me show you. Fine. So here is the weekdays. So days Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Fine. That we want to print in a column. We want to print all these week names in a column along with the serial number. So therefore what we have done is def that is a defined weekdays, days. So we are passing days as a list. So this was the one list. Okay, list is passed as a parameter. So it's only a difference. Earlier we are passing a value, but now we are passing list as a parameter. So for this list will go. Then n1 there is a variable called as n1, and then for x in days. For x in days means it read each value. First Monday, then Tuesday, then Wednesday, Thursday, like this. Then first time this is x. X is Monday. By the time n is equal to 1. So 1 dot Monday, 2 dot Tuesday, like that. Okay, and you are here incrementing the n value. So you can see that here what we can do is we can say weekdays. Then you have to pass the, okay, so you don't need to pass the values. Fine, here small changes. So we don't need to pass it here. So here days, so this is the list. The list we are calling inside the function. Because this variable is provided in the same file only. So therefore days is also is available in the same file. Okay, now what we can do, we can say week days. So you can see that we'll get all the names. Then let's say your lucky number. Okay, you want to give a astrology. For each day there is one lucky number. Then I want to print a lucky number here. I'd say your lucky number. Your number. Okay, so let's say lucky number. So that number I want to print. So how do we print number? So if at all if you want to print number, we already know we need to import random. That is a module or file. Sorry. Import random is a one module. Okay, random. Then we need to generate the one number. So random dot rand range. So from 11 to 99. Between these two numbers we want to generate the thing. So that is equal to some variable. Okay, let's say L number. L number that we want to put it over there. L number. And now we can say weekdays. So here is Monday, lucky number is 44, Tuesday 76, Wednesday 49, and Thursday your lucky number is 66, Friday your lucky number is 27, Saturday your lucky number is 63, Sunday your lucky number is 59. Like that we can do a lot of things. Okay, these are the weekdays. So you have to print the weekdays along with your lucky number. Okay, interesting. Let's see. Okay, fine. So we'll move on. So next one, I want to print a temp table. Okay, not a temp table, it's a multiplication table. So if you want to print a multiplication table, we already seen many times. So here is a one more function we can create. So via functions we can print the multiplication table. So define table num. Then we say print num, whatever the number you given, that one. Table. This is a heading actually. Therefore it is outside the for loop. For x in range 11. So 11 if you give, take up to 10. Therefore we say print x, then x into num into multiply that. Okay, so then how do we call that function? So you can say table of 2. Sorry, you have to execute this first. Alright, so table of 2. So you can see that it's printed the table. Fine, so it's start with a 0. So if you don't want 0, then you can say 1 here, 1 to 11. So you can say table 5. So 5 ones are 5. Okay, 5 ones are 5. Okay, 5 should come on that side. Okay, so therefore number should come here. So here it is x. And here it's supposed to be number. Right, now you can say table of 10. So 10 up to 100. So now you can see that how easy to write the functions. So in daily life, what are the one regularly we are using? We can make the functions ready and then we can put it in a file, what we call as a module. That functions we can call as and when necessary. Right? So is a table. So next one, there is a pass statement. The pass statement, why you have to use the pass statement? So let's say we write some function, but at this moment, I don't know what to do with that function. So just write a function and leave it blank, it gives an error. So is that expected indent block? There should be at least one statement here. So when you don't have any statements, what we can do is we can just put a pass over there. Pass will not do anything, but it won't give any error. So even you call that function, okay, my function, still you can able to call, but it will not do anything. So this works good even in if statement. In if statement also you can write if n greater than 0, but at this moment I don't want to do anything, then I can say pass. Even for loop, while loop, in everywhere we can use the pass. Pass means what? Don't do anything. Okay, at this moment we are not writing anything, but later we can write. Okay, we want that function, so then let the function be there, but let the name of the function be there, but I don't want to do anything, therefore you can just give the pass statement. That is a pass. So next one is a recursion. Recursion is calling the function again and again. Okay, so calling the function inside only. So particularly for factorial, so when you want to find the factorial, we'll call the recursion functions. So how this function works, here is a factorial. Okay, so when you want to find the factorial of 4, so what is 4 factorial? 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, right? So here how it works, so this is a factorial of num, so we'll pass 4 over here. So 4 is equal to 1, is not 4 is equal to 1, then else will return 4, 4 will come here, then factorial num minus 1. So 4 minus 1 becomes 3. Then again you see that factorial of 3 is there here. So when you say factorial of 3, this call this function again. It call the same function. So the cursor still in this function only, but it'll call the same function. It call the same function. Now when you say 3, 3 num is equal to 1, so it's not true. Therefore you go to else part. So here num becomes 3. So earlier 4 is there, star. So this becomes 3 now, right, into 3. Because what is the written? So that factorial is written the 3. Next one is 2. 2. Now what happened? This function calls again. This return the value 2. Again when it calls again, that number is equal to 1. So it will send 1 here. So when you send 1, so this is 1. So therefore then it becomes 1. So first one is 1, then previous is second, and prior to that is 3, then prior to that is a 4. So when you multiply all these things, we'll get the total. So this is how recursions take place. This is a recursion, calling the function inside the function. Okay, this is a factorial. Factorial is the function. We are calling the same function again. Fine. So let's see that how it works. So copy this. So it's a factorial. Now you can say factorial of 4. So it gives 24. So factorial of 4 is 24. Right. So please practice all these things and all. And if you have doubt, please write it in the comment box. And also please subscribe to our channel, so therefore we can provide you more videos. And from that you definitely get the benefit. Thank you.